Hi, Steve Stine from guitarzoom here, and I'd like to show you something that's really important that you start utilizing in your soloing if you're trying to get your solos to sound a bit more authentic, a bit more vocal-like, if you will, is learning how to utilize your bends to make your guitar sound like it's singing a little bit more, okay? Now, I've got a guitar course called All About Blues Licks, where we're going to be talking about all kinds of different things to do with bending and vibrato and hammer-ons and pull-offs and all sorts of different stuff. But today what I want to do is I want to show you an idea from that guitar course where I'm utilizing bends to try and make my guitar sing a little bit more. Now, we have what we can call proper bends, which are whole step bends, half step bends, blues bends, and all sorts of different kinds of bends, which are really, really important to learn how to do and be able to execute them effectively. So when you play, it sounds really good, okay? But another thing that we can try and focus on, which we talk about that stuff in the course as well, but another thing that we want to focus on is learning how to play bends that are more singing. And I don't really know how else to describe that. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm worrying less about how high or how in tune the bends are, okay? What I'm more concerned with is how the bends sound in conjunction with each other. And let me show you something I want you to try. Let's move up to the first string. We're going to use 5, 7, and 8 in the key of A here, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bend on this 8 here, sorry, and then I'm going to do a bend on the 7, and then I'm going to do go to the 5, maybe do a little vibrato. So that 8 and that 7, instead of approaching those all the time from the logical standpoint of doing a whole step, which is great, and a half step here, which is great, let's just try and give them a little more vocal quality, where all I'm really going to do is I'm going to think of twisting the strings. So I'm just going to give this one a little push, and then I'm going to give the 7 a little push as well. So I'm not worried about going up a whole step or a half step. I'm just trying to give it a vocal inflection, if you will. Which sounds really, really neat. So if you were coming off of a traditional bend, let's say I'm up here on the 10th fret, and I do something like that, and then I come back and do like a... into something else. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. There's a lot of different places on the fretboard that you can do this. But again, we get so wrapped up sometimes in what is the scale and what are the, the elements that we need in terms of, bending up a whole step and all these sorts of things. And again, don't get me wrong, we need all of those things. But in our study of those, sometimes we forget to try and approach the guitar from an authentic standpoint, a vocal standpoint. Because if we think about it, when we're soloing, that's kind of what we're trying to do, right? Instead of singing with our voice, we're singing with our guitar. So there's a lot of little isms that singers will do that sometimes guitar players or other instruments we might forget about, right? So I want you to explore that a little bit, see what you can do with that. And if you're interested, you can always check out All About Blues Licks and see if that's something that might be able to help you further in your studies. If you like this video, please do me an enormous favor and subscribe and share. Okay, that will help a lot in getting the word out, trying to get some other people to benefit from some of these lessons as well, if you're finding them helpful. So take care, practice, stay positive, of course, and I will talk to you soon.